Breaking news just in, Russia announces plans to ban Bitcoin circulation, aiming to bolster the dominance of the ruble. This move sends shockwaves through the market, triggering a massive crash in Bitcoin prices. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share, and let's start. So here we are starting off with, just in, Russia has announced that it will ban the circulation of Bitcoin from September 1st, 2024. So the need for the ban is due to the fact that today cryptocurrency is quasi-currency that replaces the ruble in the country, but only the Russian ruble fulfills the mission of the monetary unit. So this is the decision. From September 1st, the ban will be introduced, he explained. But what we have else there is new that Russia is not banning Bitcoin or crypto, says the lawmaker who actually drafted the new legislation. Russia is banning the creation of domestic crypto exchanges and payment services. So here we could see the organization of turnover is prohibited, that is, the creation of exchanges and exchangers outside the zone of operation of the experimental legal regime. So they are not banning the Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrencies, they are just banning the creation of a domestic crypto exchanges and the payment services. Bitcoin is growing faster than the internet, and we are just getting started. As we could see, Bitcoin versus the internet adoption starting from the earliest, as the earliest for the internet was 1990, the Bitcoin it was 2014 most likely, and here we could see how the slow adoption started, and through the slow amount of years, we could see that Bitcoin is winning the race. But looking into the internet adoption, we are still early right there, even in 2005, while for Bitcoin, it's way earlier than that. Breaking news, Australia to approve the spot Bitcoin ETFs before the end of the 2024, Bloomberg says. Pretty clean falling wedge. Bulls need to really step in here and try to force a breakout, or this will just keep dribbling down lower. Just in $779 million, Bernstein says slow Bitcoin ETF flows are a short-term pause, predicts 150,000 price by 2025. Breaking news is the Bank of Japan is Mr. 100. What do you think about this one? Is this true or is it not? There are 8 billion people on the planet, 1 in 25,000 people own 1 Bitcoin. Do your best. And here we could see that only this small amount of the Bitcoin addresses hold even smaller than 4 zeros in 1 digit, which is 5 million people. Around 10 million people holding from that amount to the another amount, which is 19% of all the holders, which is only 550 Bitcoins, $28 million. Then we could see even bigger amount, which is 13 million people, 25% holding around 5,000 Bitcoins total. Then to one tenth of a Bitcoin, we could see 12 million people, 22%, 44,000 Bitcoins. Then we could see the big amount of people holding around 15%, which is 274,000 Bitcoins, which is only or a little bit more than 1% of the total supply, and less than 1 Bitcoin and more than 0.1 Bitcoin, we could see the 3.5 million people, 6.6%, which is 1 million Bitcoins, and which is in value of $68 billion, and only 5% of all the Bitcoins held. So here we can see from 1 to 10 Bitcoins, the amount of holders is only 1.6%, which people hold around 2 million Bitcoins, valued at 132 million and 10%, and only we could see the total amount of 25% of whole total supply is being held by 2016 people, which is lower than 0% of holders, and that's 5 million Bitcoins, $306 billion. And here we could see only from 10,000 to 100,000, it's only 102 people, and it's 12% still of a whole supply. And from 100,000 to 1 million Bitcoins is held by only 3 entities, which is 564,000, and that's only 35 billion Bitcoins, and only one address holds 1 million Bitcoins, which is Satoshi Nakamoto's address, which basically won't do anything to the Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin won't be sold. So, Russian lawmakers set to ban cryptocurrency except digital rubles. Russian lawmakers plan to ban cryptocurrency circulation to uphold the ruble's dominance, permitting only digital assets issued in Russia. The ban targets Bitcoin and others, but exceptions apply to certain mining entities and central bank tasked projects. Aimed at reducing exposure to Western sanctions, the ban allows for continued cryptocurrency circulation within regulated parameters. Anatoly Aksanov, chairman of the State Duma Committee on the Financial Market, informed NSN that Russian lawmakers are planning to implement a ban on organizing the circulation of cryptocurrency effective September 1st. This move aims to maintain the dominance of the Russian ruble in the country's sole legal tender. Furthermore, Aksakov stated that the proposed ban would specifically target transactions involving bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies, allowing only digital financial assets issued with Russian jurisdiction such as digital rubles. Moreover, Aksakov and a group of State Duma deputies have put forward a bill to regulatory mining activities, which includes provisions for the ban of organization cryptocurrency circulation. However, certain exceptions will be made. Certain exceptions will be made for miners, mining pools, and central bank tasked projects operating within an experimental legal regime. Subsequently, Artem Kiryanov, deputy chairman of a State Duma Committee on Economic Policy and head of the Russian Union of Taxpayers, has emphasized the importance of establishing a clear legal framework for cryptocurrency regulation. He advocates for defining terms and ensuring an unified judicial enforcement practices to enhance regulatory clarity. Despite a ban on organization cryptocurrency circulation, Anton Gorelkin, deputy chairman of the State Duma Committee on Information Policy, clarified that the bill does not prohibit the overall circulation of cryptocurrencies in Russia, and instead it aims to crack down on illegal crypto exchanges operating outside the central bank's experimental legal regime. Gorelkin suggests that the ban serves as a protective measure against the potential vulnerabilities to Western sanctions, as it limits businesses' exposure to cryptocurrency sector, as he mentions that the ban might see adjustments in the future, indicating the government's readiness to adapt its approach to cryptocurrency regulation. The suggested ban aligns with Russian authorities' endeavors to enhance the supervision of the cryptocurrency industry. Rosfin Monitoring, the key anti-money laundering regulator in Russia, has been monitoring over 25,000 domestic cryptocurrency users and has urged the government to accelerate the enhancement of the cryptocurrency regulations. And looking at a Bitcoin right now, we could basically see that we are at the price of 63,000. We've dropped down even lower to 62,000, but quickly recovered from the drop back to 63,000. Hopefully we'll recover and go back to $64,000 again, as we were holding pretty well right there, but dropped down once again. And on the 7-day chart, we're in a pretty low position, and hopefully we will recover and go for the short positions and liquidate those. And because of the drop, trading volume grew up to 38%, which is $24 billion. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you in the next one, and peace.